So I was going to turn up the piece of the end cap for the laser sight in wood, and I've done a little bit of playing around with it this morning and found that the wood grain is still showing through a little bit more than I wanted to. So I've gone through my bits and pieces and found a leftover the piston part from when I cast up the Terminator. I did an extra one by mistake. I've never had a go at turning this stuff on the lathe before, so I really don't know how it's going to react, but if it works the way I hope it does, it should give me a pretty clean piece. The material is pretty much grainless, so I can't see any major issues with the turning of it. In this instance, I've got it set up on the highest speed of my lathe. Let's see how it goes. It's cutting off like a really stringy sort of material as it comes off, but there's virtually no dust at all, and it's leaving behind a really smooth surface, so far it looks like this is going to work. This stuff coming off, it's almost like cotton wrapping up. So I'm really just going to work by eye on what I feel like is right. Pretty clear that I'm going to have to be stopping from time to time to get rid of this stringy stuff. Okay, so I think we're pretty much there. Hopefully if I'm a good enough guess that'll fit perfectly. Otherwise any further grinding will have to be done by hand. It looks pretty close, so we'll see how it goes. It's pretty close to right. It's just that last couple of mil that's not going on. So to fix that last couple of millimeters, I've drilled a hole through a scrap piece of the same pipe that I'm using, cut it off so that it's a little bit high, and that forms a sharp edge on either side. Then I've just beveled that down to create a little hand tool that will allow me to go in there and shave off those last few millimeters and make a perfectly flush edge. And that should give me the look that I'm after. So, time for a parts update. We've got the primary pieces, I've got the little detailed pieces, I've got the mount, and I've got the start of what will be the laser sight. You can see there at the moment this is a little bit long, but it's not going to matter because that is actually the part that's going to be cast, and I'll modify the piece of tube for the electronics for the laser. There's a couple of small things I want to do. The biggest one will be for the barrel section. I need to run a thin line backbone down the top of the barrel, and I want to grind off these old sights and make up a set of sights that more closely match the original, and then finally make up a little forward piece for the forward sight. There are a couple more small components like the mounting pieces themselves, nuts and bolts, that sort of thing that I'll have to make up as well. So that's pretty much the update for this time, guys. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.